The first piper to play today is Alasdair Henderson. Now, Alasdair's a young lad from Argyllshire, originally from Dunoon, and he was taught piping in the early days, I remember, by his uncle, Pipe Major Jim Henderson, who was a pipe major in the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders. And then when he moved to Glasgow, he received tuition from quite a number of the more prominent senior players. In pipe band terms, he's played for 4 seasons with Scottish Power before joining Inveraray in District. That name again. He became pipe sergeant in 2014, and he's won the World Championship twice with them in 2017 and 2019. And of course, they've also won something in the region of about 12 major Grade 1 championships as well. And Alasdair plays a very prominent role in terms of a lot of the musical arrangements within that band. Some of the harmonisation and just the general musical arrangement and their medleys in particular. Alasdair has a huge hand in that because he's very, very good at it. In terms of solo piping successes, he's got a large number of notable wins, which includes both of the gold medals. The former winners March Strathbay and Reel at the Argyllshire Gathering. He won the Masters March Strathbay and Reel competition earlier this year, and the hornpipe and jig at the Northern Meetings. His invitation today is by and large supported by the fact that he won the gold medal at Oban this year, and I actually had the privilege of judging that competition. He now lives in Edinburgh with his wife Olivia. Olivia is from Oregon, and she gives a big whoop when he comes on, you know, woo, 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 which we're not used to. And so I asked her to give me a whoop, because I've never had a whoop. As a senior police officer, when you stand in front of an audience like this, they invariably boo you. I've been booed for 35 years in the police. Booed every time I stood up on stage. So when she whooped, I said, maybe you could make an old man happy and whoop before my time on this earth ends. Alasdair has been employed as a piping instructor in quite a number of the very prominent private sector schools, and he's currently in Fettes College in Edinburgh. He did at one time work with George Heriot's. Okay, the tune he's going to play, which has been selected by the judges, is The Bells of Perth. Now, this tune it's reputedly an attempt to imitate the bells of St. John the Baptist Church in Perth, for which Perth is very famous. And these bells date way back to somewhere in the region of about 1403. Amongst the bells that are listed, because they had these magistrates who came round and they listed all the bells, there's the preaching bell, the common bell, the Skelloch little bell, and there's also a reference made, that'll be back to the old days of the walled towns, the curfew bell and the 7 hours bell. And we have to remember that in those days, the churches in Scotland, the bells in the churches of Scotland actually played tunes, unlike our English counterparts where they didn't. It was a popular tune for pipers competing during the early part of the 19th century. In fact, I noticed from some of the records that Angus Mackay actually submitted it in 1825 when he entered the Highland Society's contests in Edinburgh, and he was only 13 years of age then. It's a very strong lower hand tune, and there are various phrasing patterns that the piper can adopt within that melody line to try and create the effect of that chiming effect. So it's a tune that when you hear it being played, you'll hear pipers adopting very different ways of playing it. And of course, then that's when the subjectivity of your taste kicks in. So that's our first competitor this morning. My plan is 4 minutes early. What else can I tell you? We hope to get through maybe 8 competitors before lunch. That's quite a tall order, probably 2.5 an hour. Yeah, so hopefully we might get through 8 so that we only have 2 pipers after lunch, and finally we can change over and get on to the March Strippy and Reel section. So, don't talk amongst yourselves. Gus, are we ready? Almost. Tell them marks will be deducted for latecomers. I'll be here. Time. Judges, take 10 marks off. Is he here? He's a good lad. Good Argyllshire boy, always on time. Look at that. Right on the bell, ladies and gentlemen. I said 10 o'clock, he will be here. Here he is, Alasdair Henderson. Please go.